Joe Reese All-Star Weekend Edition. How about it?
Let's get it! Hey, you know what they say? 4 is more.
Bang!
Her loyal fans showed out in Indy, all 4 of them, and somebody's drunk uncle. Take a look at what unemployment looks like.
Bang! What do you mean you didn't watch the All-Star game?
You're telling me you have a social life?
What?
What's butter pecan mean? It's provocative. It gets people going.
Butter pecan! Bang!
The WNBA's All-Star Weekend was supposed to be a flex. With Caitlin Clark sidelined, players had a rare opening to prove the league's momentum didn't live and die with one rookie. Instead, from the mic checks to the warm-ups to the fourth quarter walkthrough, it turned into a public relations own goal. Keep your issues to yourself, one viral clip blasted. You went from a Motel 6 in a sketchy neighborhood to a Four Seasons in the shopping district. Stop talking. That tone pretty much summed up how the internet reacted. And then Kelsey Plum casually tossed Caitlin Clark's team under the bus in a post-game presser, unprovoked, while talking about player unity. You couldn't script a worse weekend if you tried. Let's unpack how this spiraled, why it validated exactly what Clark's fanbase believes, and how the league just handed its critics all the ammo they needed.
These t-shirts, whoever told them to do this was a bad move. A bad move. Because when I tell you, Fearbuck, Breaking 911, Barstool Sports, congratulations, Clown World picked you up, Hater Report, and about 25 others. This is now going viral. I mean, mega viral, and not in a good way. This backfired from a PR standpoint royally.
Last year's 2024 All-Star Game was a watershed moment. 3.44 million viewers, the most ever. It was Caitlin Clark's rookie wave, a cultural crossover moment, and a ratings supercharge. This year, even bigger stakes. Clark was an all-star captain. The weekend was in Indianapolis, her home court, her audience, the three-point contest, the game, the entire weekend. It was set up to blow past last year's records and cement the league's growth story. And there was real business on the line. CBA meetings were happening right there during All-Star Weekend. October 31st deadline looming. This was a chance for players to show the commissioner and owners, we're the product. Pay us.
I can't imagine, folks, you know how many NBA players can get injured? And the prices would never drop to this low. LeBron James can be injured, Steph Curry could be injured, Kevin Durant could be in, and the prices still will not drop to be this low. $75? Folks, I'm sure there's some high school football teams down in Texas that charge you at least $75 to get to a home game.
Then Clark tweaked her right groin in the final minute against the Sun on July 15th. She withdrew from the three-point contest and the game. The fallout was instant and ugly. Tickets for the All-Star Game cratered 48%, from 121 to 64, as soon as fans heard she wouldn't play. People didn't just stay home, they dumped tickets at a loss rather than watch the league's best without Caitlin Clark. Even Fever Liberty prices dropped to $59, and a week earlier you couldn't sniff the upper deck for under $120. There isn't another athlete in major American sports whose absence nukes prices and viewership like this. LeBron, Steph, KD, prices wouldn't freefall like that. In the W, Clark is the difference between full and half-empty buildings, between 3+ million viewers and a shrug. It's harsh, but the market has made it crystal clear. And that's the brutal backdrop for the weekend. With Clark out, the entire spotlight was on the rest of the league to prove they could carry it. Instead,
the get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48%. From $121 all the way down to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing.
All-Star Games exist for fans, especially new ones. The ones buying jerseys, clipping highlights, filling arenas, and juicing the TV numbers. They're the reason those CBA demands even have a pulse. But in the pregame media run, Alyssa Thomas lamented how nasty fans can be online and said players needed more protection. The response online? Not sympathetic. People pointed out that being criticized is part of being a public figure, and millions of regular workers deal with unhappy customers every day. Her comments landed as out of touch, and the internet torched them accordingly.
Yes, I think, our sports culture, I think so many fans, feel they have the freedom to say whatever they want to us, and unfortunately, there's a lot of nasty things that come with it. At the end of the day, we're here doing our jobs, and they don't have people coming to their job saying these nasty things. So, yeah, we definitely have to protect the players better. It's unfortunate that it's come to this point, but I know we're going to continue to speak up about it, and we're just trying to play basketball.
Then came Angel Reese, who hinted at a strike and said yesterday's player meeting made it clear, "We're not getting what we deserve." The clip detonated on social media. Fans fired back with the same stat over and over. The WNBA has never turned a profit. In fact, it lost $40 million last season. And without Clark, the league's leverage evaporates. Threatening a walkout on the league's biggest marketing weekend? That's not leverage. That's a dare to ownership.
It's bigger than me. No player is less important than me or more important than me. We are all here to fight for the same thing and what we deserve. Basketball and WNBA is all I know. And this is the league I love so much. And we're not going to stop until we get exactly what we want. And yesterday's meeting really woke me up to the eyes of we aren't getting what we deserve.
To be fair, Kelsey Plum tried to frame the weekend as a business pitch. We're here to show our worth and stay united. That's reasonable. But if you want wallets and hearts, you have to deliver a product worth buying.
Well, it was a very powerful moment. We didn't, at least as players, we didn't know that was going to happen. So I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise. But the T-shirt, just united front, was determined this morning that we had a meeting for. And, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just, we had a very...
that really needed to be mentioned.
Then came warm-ups. Players hit the floor in coordinated shirts. Pay us what you owe us. The intent was obvious, a public united front for the CBA fight. It exploded online, for all the wrong reasons. The clip got picked up by Breaking 911, Barstool Sports, Clown World, and a pile of other massive accounts. The tone wasn't supportive, it was mockery. The internet response was simple. Owed what exactly? Here's the math casual fans see. The league hasn't been profitable in 30 years. It lost $40 million last season. Viewership drops 55% when Caitlin Clark isn't playing. Ticket prices crash 50% the minute she's hurt. The players assumed the public would naturally side with them, but the majority of current viewers are new and not loyal to the league, they're loyal to Clark. And after months of visible resentment, hard fouls, backhanded quotes, and media cold shoulders, those fans are not converting into long-term WNBA loyalists. Start talking strikes and entitlement, and you risk losing them forever.
These players have made a grave miscalculation. They've got... on a 3-to-1 scale, they've got new sports fans, and I don't mean new to sports, new to their league. Fans of other sports now watching their league. The old fandom is the 1. All right, we're the 3, they're the 1. Now, we're not watching their whole sport as a whole. We're not. Now, occasionally we peek in on other games or this and that and the other, but we're watching the Indiana Fever. More specifically, we're watching Caitlin Clark. These players know that, and they hate it. And they can't even hide it.
And then they played. Sort of. Last year's All-Star had juice. There was energy, some competitiveness, even a full-court press from Plum on Clark. It felt like it mattered. This year, it resembled a Saturday morning Y-run. Jogging, half-contested threes, zero defense, and Aja Wilson, the reigning MVP, finished with 4 points. People who paid to see it left at halftime. You could see the empty seats on the broadcast. Mid-third quarter, the arena looked like a preseason game.
Here, everyone with credit card debt is lining up to get the Angel Reese signature shoe. Here, it gives you the power of the rebound. Bang! Again! Burn! Will she save it? No! What everyone's paid to see, the Angel Reese rebound. Bang! Kelsey Plum makes the shot. She'll get more money. Bang! We show up and show out for our rebounding queen. Yes! Bang. I love rebounds. Yes!
Hey, Jimmy, did you see that last rebound? It was so sick.
Yes, she did it again. Rebound!
After the game, after the t-shirts, after the sleepwalk scrimmage, after the CBA talk, Kelsey Plum tossed one more spark at the powder keg. She said the shirts were decided that morning in a player meeting, then added, laughing, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were present. Sabrina Ionescu, sitting right next to her, gave the "why did you say that" face in real time. Yes, Caitlin wore the shirt. But Plum's comment shifted the narrative from unity to division and from strategy to pettiness. For the millions of Clark First fans tuning in, it read like yet another jealous jab at the one player keeping the lights blazing.
We shall never know peace, at least when it comes to the WNBA space. And I don't know if this is part of a larger campaign where it's going to be similar themes in similar places, but because of where the WNBA All-Star Game is, and because of who plays on the Indiana Fever in the home city of the WNBA All-Star Game, it's going to raise some eyebrows, let's say.
So here's the play. Embrace Clark and the fans she brought with her. Stop encouraging cheap shots on the floor. Stop icing out new viewers with hostility and mixed messages. And stop confusing "we deserve more someday" with "we're owed more right now." You want to prove value? Ball out when the lights are brightest, especially when Clark isn't there. That's how you win hearts, wallets, and leverage. But after this weekend, after the empty seats, the lazy product, the t-shirts, the bad quotes, and the weird shot at Clark's team, don't be surprised if those CBA talks get colder.
And I totally get the players feeling like, look, we don't want to go out there and risk our body and expend all of this energy. Obviously, we want to put on a good show and we want to do something that the fans enjoy, but we're kind of stretched a little thin here. But then on the same side, I think that there might have been an opportunity here if the players went out there, played hard, had a great product, got those ratings up, had the building electric for the entire 4 quarters. Like, there's an example there for the people that you're coming to the table to negotiate with, to show like, hey, look at what we can do. Look at the stars in our league. Look at the fans who show up for us. This is why we deserve to be paid more. This is another reason we deserve to be paid more.
The league needed to show it could thrive without Caitlin Clark. Instead, it proved the exact opposite. If you made it this far, drop a ring in the comments because you're the real MVP for sticking to the end. Appreciate you watching. See you in the next one.